Yes, Doctor, you had a point?
Yes, I had a point, and I think it's too much. We expect too much of these political parties to have ideologies, yet we do know that political parties are actually vehicles for capturing power. And that is usually the main agenda of political parties. So that even if one runs on a platform of, a bottom-up economic approach, kazi kwa vijana, once power is captured, it's completely a different ballgame altogether. That's the reason why you don't see any of those hustlers in the government or in the cabinet.
Okay, but is it a different ball game in our context of a democracy? Because I look at the ANC party, for example, that Java's mentioned in South Africa, to an extent of even kicking out its own party leader, Jacob Zuma, over corruption scandals and allegations. You look at the Republican Party and the Democrats in the US. You look at the Conservative or the Tories in the UK or the Labour Party. They stand for a vision despite the change in leadership, and you can clearly see that. The Jubilee Party even told us that they will copy the Communist Party in China, notwithstanding the concerns that the West had of the human rights violations in Beijing. I mean, What then happens? Why is our context different of a democracy? Why are they not having the shelf life needed?
The institution of politics as a way of capturing the instruments of power completely changes or shifts once that power has been captured. And I think it is across the board. In South Africa, partly always this happens when there's a change of governance or the kicking out of a political leader. Always happen almost at the last minute. It doesn't happen at the very beginning. And in the US, for example, you could see all these agendas. But really, when the government gets into power, the interests that the government serves are completely different. And in most cases, it's always corporate interests, what we call corporate fundamentalism. In Kenya, it's a completely different issue. It could be an ethnic agenda. It could be a personal agenda, or people who have captured the government. Oh, that's what they call the state capture. Ideologies are supposed to entice the people. Once the people have galvanized around a political party and the political party in power, the political functionaries shift. And I think the complaint was there one time, I don't know whether it was Kanini Kega, who was saying, once UDA came into power, and said, now, for instance, the permanent secretary, the so-called technocrat, including certain members of the cabinet, they say, you do not know the efforts we have spent to come here. We went around the country, we lobbied people, now you are enjoying the benefits. So when we come to your offices, please treat us well, because we are the people who are making you enjoy. And that's how you come to ideas or ideologies of shareholders in government. Because the people tend now to be behind, and the people who control power are the ones whose interests have to be satisfied first. That is why when you see the reminiscence by Uhuru of or the lost glory, he was once a president, the whole country is behind you, and now you are sitting somewhere, you're being bashed every day. These are some of the things that's making Uhuru to wake up and come back to power and say, look, I still have political muscle. I can still punch. Okay? Yeah. So I think our politics in Africa is completely different because probably of our ethnic arrangements, and that needs to be satisfied once people are in power.